Lesson 56, we import OS, and then os.startfile notepad.exe, and Notepad starts up. Then again os.startfile, and then furby1.bmp, and the system opens up furby1.bmp in Paintbrush. os.startfile this path, games.ppt, and the system opens up PowerPoint and throws this games.ppt into it. os.startfile this path, and derm.wmv plays this WMV file. Wow. And that's the whole point. And the end of 56. 57. C /Intel, and I have a Intel directory here and logs here. I can import os, x equals os.path.join this guy with that guy. And I assign that to x, key in x, and I get c:/c:/Intel. Wow. os.list directory x, list dir x. And I get logs. Wow. And that's the end of 57. We go to 58. Import os, and os get the current working directory. And I get h:/Python. Alright. os dot current directory. What's the current directory? This guy is the current directory. You are the top directory now. That's where you are. os.list the directory. List the contents of the directory. What directory? The current directory. os.current directory. And I get this stuff over here. Oh my goodness. What a mess. So I can the same command again, but this time I assign it to x. I can a x, and I still have a mess. Wow. So I can, for I in x, print I. And I get a very nice looking list. Wow. That looks much better. os.change directories to where? To d:/bio. So it goes to that directory. Now os.get current working directory, and it's d:/bio. Now system os list a directory of the current directory. Assign that to x. For I in x, print I. Now we did this already, but I figured I'd do it again. It's important. And this comes out looking nice and neat. All these different files. I'm now on unit 59. os.get the current working directory, and you'll see it's this guy, Python 3. os, yes, change directories for me, would you, to d:/folder x. Okay, I'll do that. Get the current working directory os, okay, and it's folder x. os list the directory of the current directory. List out all the files in the directory of the current directory, and it does. There it is. nj.txt. I got a file in there called nj.txt. If you go to the folder x, you'll see that I've got an nj.txt file right there. Wow. os, would you make a directory and call it testdir? Hit enter, and bam, there it is. os, would you list out all the files in the directory of the current working directory? And it does. It shows me that I have nj.txt and I have testdir1. The folder we just made. Wow, this guy. os, would you please remove the directory called testdir, and pow, it's gone. os, would you list out all the files in the current directory? Sure. Now I have nj.txt because I just removed the folder. OS, would you rename nj.txt to ny.txt? Okie dokie, I'll do that. Would you now list out all the files in the directory of the current directory? Okay, and what do we get? ny.txt, newyork.txt. Wow. OS, would you remove the file called newyork.txt? Okay, I'll do that. And you can see that in two ways. os.list out all the files in the directory of the current working directory, and you get what? Zilch, goose eggs, nada. And if you look at it in Windows, you'll see there's nothing there. End of Unit 59. I'm now on Unit 60. I have a file on the D drive called ADHD. And there are two files in there, adhd1.docx and psych1.txt. I'm going to import the library subprocess. Then I'm going to key in subprocess.check output. Now, I got to give it two things. I got to give it the command I want it to do, type, and then the location and name of the file I want that command to do it to. Then I have to key in the shell as true. So I'm going to type out the contents of the file called psych1.txt, and that's what it does. ADHD is character return line feed, a serious character return line feed, syndrome that character return line feed needs attention, character return line feed. Wow. If I just open it up in psych1.txt, I'll see ADHD is a serious syndrome that needs attention. Wow. Let's do another one. Subprocess.check underscore output. dir is the command I give. To what? d:\\\/ to the root directory. I want to dir the root directory. And of course, shell equals true. That B in front of the listing, before the quotes, means bytes. That's the type of data this is. That is getting printed out. So volume in drive D is yada yada yada, miles and miles. We got a lot of stuff in there. I only showed a little bit. So I said, I'll show just a tiny directory. I have the ADHD directory here. It's only got two files here. So subprocess.check output, do a dir of this location, yes, and ADHD, and shell equals true. And what do I get? I get that B again. That means it's a byte data. Then it says volume in drive D is yada 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 yada. And then it lists my two files, adhd1.docx and psych1.txt. And if you open up the file, the Explorer, you'll see in the ADHD directory, you'll see that file, those two files. Wow. Let's do another one. X equals, subprocess.check output, dir of ADHD, and shell equals true. Well, okay. Now that assigned that to X. So I now want to know what type of data is classed is X. And it says that the class of X is bytes. Wow. That's what this B was telling us at the beginning of the list outs. Wow. And that's the end of Unit 60 of our list. This is George Boole. Bye-bye now.